Hello, this is not a spring chicken. Yes, remember they've been talking about Waterloo and how healthcare might be Obama's Waterloo? Well, guess what? It's sure looking like Gatesgate, as they're calling it now. May really be his Waterloo. But for now, we're going to bring Oldecam on for comments on the headlines of today. Obama putting more emphasis on restraint.
Yeah, like that gets a great big BS. The man is spending money like you can't believe. We have to restrain spending. Well, it's going to be revenue neutral. And you know, the other night, a comic on the television had the example of revenue neutral. He said, you are a young person that works for a company. They tear up your plan and go with Obamacare, and then they give that plan to somebody that's not insured. You're a senior citizen. They tear up your health care plan, then give it to an illegal alien. They said that's how it's revenue neutral.
That's how it's revenue neutral?
That's right.
3 New Jersey mayors, lawmakers arrested in corruption case.
I can tell you what we're talking major city mayors. He said, we can't raise taxes anymore.
That's a problem.
That's what they did. In order to make money for the city, they've had to break the law, and they got caught. I mean, mayors and people do this all the time, but they got caught.
Police unions ask Obama for apology.
Oh yeah, he's basically pissed off the unions now. They know that he's going to raise. What happened was the health care thing made him vulnerable to the unions because the unions know they're going to get their health benefits taxed, and then that makes not such a pretty deal working for a, like an automobile company that they own now.
U.S. stops giving militant death tolls in Afghanistan.
Isn't that amazing? He basically said that we have to let the public know, but because the death tolls are starting to go up, he wants to hide it now. My guess is you're not going to see dead soldiers being on camera anymore when they come back.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Obama health plan delayed? Trouble ahead?
Well, not if you believe that they said they're going to do a ayes have it vote in the House to get it through.
Yeah, but what's happening in the Senate?
The Senate have already said when they do that, it totally destroys it because they said they won't be able to get enough votes to pass, to 50 of them. And they said that one of the senators off the record said this morning, he said if there was a thought that we could put this through on reconciliation, the Vice President of the United States would be here to give us that tie-breaking vote. Mm-hmm. He's not.
Or does it mean that they already think they have enough? Well, actually, no.
They don't, because they've already said they're waiting. They're all watching the House, and when the House passes its cockamamie bill, it finishes any chance of any bipartisan.
Really?
Oh yeah. I mean, like they said, the biggest laugh that anybody has had in a while was the President of the United States saying that I'm going to pass health care reform with a large bipartisan support. The late night comics are dying about that one.
Legacy inside Bush and Cheney's tense final days.
Oh yeah, that Bush and Cheney were at war with one another trying to protect their legacy. I can guarantee you that George Bush he doesn't care about a legacy. He doesn't care. First of all, he never thought he was going to be President of the United States.
Well, I remember him towards the end, he said, the decisions I'm making are for the good of the country. I'm not trying to win a popularity contest.
That's right. Obama's trying to win a popularity contest instead of being president.
Obama qualifies remark about Harvard scholar arrest.
Yeah, his qualified remarks was they shouldn't have done it. They were, people, the temper boiled over and good sense should have prevailed. Yet I know Mr. Gates, which basically meant he condemned the white. But the problem is that there is an audio tape of everything that went on, and eyewitnesses have all testified again. The Gates neighbors, especially the ones that called in.
Oh, what happened on them?
Oh, basically, I think they're going to be threatening them next.
Oh, sheesh, what a mess. Because even the police, from what I've heard, they said, if they said they qualified the statement saying that I know him personally.
Yeah.
So whatever, it's like I'm biased.
And he's an intellectual, and he uses a cane. Well, I'm an intellectual, and I basically have the same problems. But you'd think that if
what does having a cane have to be with being intellectual?
I'm older than Gates, folks, and I have hip problems, I have knee problems, and basically, and my father was a police officer, I can guarantee you that the majority of of people for disturbing the peace are done inside of their homes, not outside the front porch.
San Francisco wants to say in Prop 8.
Well, they're challenging the California Supreme Court's ruling that it's legal. You can't when the court gives you first of all what you have to do to make it legal, and you use their exact words, you can't challenge it. I mean, they're going to challenge a California Supreme Court ruling to Sotomayor's court.
What?
You think that she's going to?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's a no-no on that one.
Brokaw, Cronkite was journalist of heart and mind.
When he was younger, and then he swung to the left. I mean, I remember in Vietnam when they hated that man for what he said. We had won the Tet Offensive, and he said there was no way we could win this war militarily. It was over. We had won the war.
Wow.
It's just but he's not the only one. I remember back in Korea, we won the Korean War, and the press forced us to flee.
Really?
Yep. It's something that happens to the press because they got, it's historical. The press will take it into their emotion. We shouldn't do something. We had won the war, and it pushed the communists all the way back to China. And then we had to flee because the press was so bad on Truman that we fled.
Wow.
Yeah.
Obama, victory not necessarily the goal in Afghanistan.
It means he's pulling out, folks. There's only one thing. If you don't, this is the problem. Democrats do not fight battles to win. They fight battles just to stir up problems, I guess. I've never seen. We're going to go. Like my father, I told people this before. My father was with headquarters with George Patton. My father said that when they got to Bastogne, he was so far back in the lines that he saw Democrats.
Ooh.
And he meant that as an insult too. That was 1940 something, and he's met it. That's a long time that they've been talking like Democrats.
Johnny Depp makes a surprise visit at Comic-Con.
5 whole words, and then he left.
That's it.
They said it was a typical Johnny Depp, 5 whole words, and one of the people did say, he said, Long John, he said, Mr. Sparrow is coming back, isn't he? And he goes, yeah, he never says 5 words, But you got the, what we all know that 2011 is the due date for the next movie being started. Started?
That's not. It won't come out to 2012 or 13
then. 2012.
Oh man, we have to wait that long.
The next Spider-Man movie's not starting until 2011 is going to be an ungodly big year for movies being made.
Whoa.
There's no money. The industry is broke, folks. They're not. Okay.
Yeah, that's why one of the reasons.
They don't have the money to do the big things right now, which is why they basically have a non-aggression pact against one another this summer, that they're not putting a big movie up against a big movie.
Oh, really?
Yep. They're letting the big movie have a couple of weeks, and then they bring another one in.
How cordial of them.
Yeah, it's also against the law. They got in trouble with that once before. And they broke the antitrust laws with the sort of agreement back in the 50s.
Democrats threaten floor vote to break impasse.
Yeah, this is what we're talking about. They're going to have a yay or nay vote, and since the Speaker of the House calls it, the yays have it.
Hillary's terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day.
Oh yeah, I mean, they criticized her clothes. She violated diplomatic protocol, and they are she referred to the North Koreans. That she dealt with teenagers and young children and spoiled brats, and basically that was the wrong thing to say.
Hillary,
because they gave her a lecture about diplomacy, which she said she had none of.
What in the world? Hillary knows better than that.
She's running for president. She knows that Hillary is also, the Clintons are like the press. They smell blood in the water, and she's now attacking.
Okay. Cash-strapped states raid 9/11 funds.
Yeah, for security, yeah.
A Monty Bubbleism from the Mark Twain of the Animal Kingdom.
This is an old one, not mine. It says that if you do something that can't stand the light of the day, you should never do it to begin with.